everyone, I'm Dina Oktaviani from class A1 Management. On this occasion, I will answer the final exam question that had been given by my lecturer. So far, I have always been present during English for Business courses because I need this course material in order to meet the grades for graduating in the 4 English courses. I don't know for sure how many times I attend. Maybe 14 to 15 meetings this semester. And I think every time there is a meeting or online class for English course, I'm always present. During the online study of English for Business, many materials were studied such as what is business, business function, types of business, what is marketing, marketing function, types of marketing, production, types of production, process from production, accounting, and many more materials today and also during the online study of English. They are often given the task of making a reading video record. With that achievement, I can learn and get used to saying words in the English. During English lecture, the lecturer always given achievement, namely making video record while reading chapter material or answering questions in the English for Business book, such as reading chapter 1, chapter 3, chapter 7, and chapter 8 material. In this English language course, I learned a lot of new things such as making video records and posting them on YouTube. That was something that impressed me while learning English. The media platform used in learning English are using WhatsApp, Google Classroom, and Facebook group or media or collecting assignment and directing lecture material for students. Production is defined as the activity of processing raw goods, both in the form of raw or semi-finished, into an object that has a certain use value. Production can also be interpreted as making a product or service so that its value can increase compared to its raw material. The purpose of production activities is literally to meet human needs, although in the reality, correct production activities are based on various objectives. The following are some of objectives in doing the production activities instead of meeting the human needs. Number 1. Making profit. Producer make profit by buying and selling product made. Through production activities, the distribution process becomes one of the most important components in seeking profit from many parties involved. Number 2. Creating and editing value to an item or service. Production activities are also carried out to improve a function of goods and service or create in with new function. The function activity consists to create a new functional field can be sent in building a house. with a combination of various materials such as wood, cement, bricks, sand, and other can produce an optical house with the function as a place to live. Types of production. Here are some types of production based on product ratio. Number 1. Agricultural production. Production activities that utilize natural resources as the main source for producing a profit are called agricultural production. After that, the farmers will sell the rice to traders to make a profit and meet the human needs. 2. Industrial production. Industrial production is an activity conducive to transform raw materials into semi-finished goods and goods that are ready for consumption from a business entity. 3. Extractive production. Extractive production activities are those that prioritize natural resources for their products to be taken directly. 4. Production service. Service production activity are activities to sell service in the form of special expertise to meet other human needs. 5. Transportation production. Transportation production activities are production activities that have the function of move an item from one place to another. Finance is a broad term that describes activities associated with banking, leverage or debt, credit, capital market, money, and investment. Finance also comprises the oversight, creation, and study of money, banking, credit, investment, assets, and liabilities that make up financial system. Financial management is a vital activity in any organization. It is the process of planning, organizing, controlling, and monitoring financial resources with a view to achieve organizational goals and objectives. It is an ideal practice of controlling the finance activities of an organization such as procurement of funds, utilization of funds, accounting, payments, risk assessment, and every other thing related to money. The reason I chose to major in management is because management is the most important thing in my daily life. Another reason is that I want to develop myself to be able to become a responsible person, and graduates majoring in management have a great opportunity to choose the type of work. When I first registered at UPB, for some reason I felt fit and had no intention to enrolling in another university. And UPB also including the best university in Pontianak, so that's the reason why I majored in management at UPB. Chapter 8. The type of business. What are the type of business? Business has different types to choose when you want to form a company, each with its own legal difference. Typically, the four main types of business include sole proprietorship, partnership, limited liability companies, and corporations. Before creating a business, what is important to entrepreneurs when running their business should be clarified. One of their most important decisions is that a quick overview of these four types of business will be provided by this article to help entrepreneurs. Financial analyst training that you can apply to manage the financial of your business is offered by Corporate Finance Institute. Check out our Financial Modeling and Valuation Analyst FMVA certification program. One, sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship is defined as unique corporate company that is owned by the individual only. While the types of business is the simplest, the sole proprietorship also offers the last amount of protection for the owner. A sole proprietorship is unlike partnerships or corporations. A separate legal identity for the business is not created by the sole proprietorship. Essentially, the owner of business shares the same identity as the company. Therefore, the owner is fully liable for many and all liabilities incurred by the company. This option can be chosen by an entrepreneur if they want to retain full control of the company. Additionally, to establish a sole proprietorship is not difficult and is inexpensive. There are also tax benefits as income is considered the owner's personal income and therefore only taxed once. Finally, sole proprietorship have to meet few regulation requirements. 2. Partnership. A partnership is a form of business where two or more people share ownership as well as the responsibility for managing the company and the income or loss the business generates. Like sole proprietorship, partnership can take advantage of flow through taxation. This means that the income is handled as the owner income, so it is only taxed on. However, owners in partnership are in a position to ensure the liabilities of the firm. However, there are subtle distinctions to this. Partnerships have different types, namely general partnership, limited partnership, and limited liability partnership. General partnership. The easiest type of partnership to form is the state of being general partner. In the state of being general partner, each partner shares equally in the workload, liability, and profit products and paid out the partners. All partners are actively engaged in the business operation. This means that every partner's personal assets can be utilized to repair the liabilities of the state of being partner. This also means that each partner is liable to every owner partner's action. For example, John and Dave are in a general partnership. If John is sued of malpractice, Dave's personal assets might be claimed against in the lawsuit. Limited partnership. This type of partnership has at least one general partner. Limited partnership allow outside investors to buy into a business but maintain limited liability and employment based on their contributions. This is a more complicated form of partnership, which also has more flexibility in terms of ownership and decision making. Additionally, there are also limited partners in limited partnership. Limited partners only take on as much liability as their financial stake in the business. However, as limited partners, they are not involved in management decisions and do not have any control over company. Limited liability partnership. LLPs are similar to general partnership, where our multiple partners are responsible for the operations of the business. However, partners in LLPs are not personally responsible for the action of other partners or the debts of the business. Unfortunately, not all business can be LLPs. This type of business is often dispersed of certain professions such as lawyers or accountants. In general, corporate to other types of business partnership offer more flexibility but are also exposed to more risks. Limited liability company. Limited liability company are one of most flexible types of business. LLCs combine aspects to both partnership and corporation. They retain the tax benefit of sole proprietorship and the limited liability of corporation. LLCs are able to choose between different tax treatments as long as LLC chose not to be treated as a C corporation. It retains its full protection status. Additionally, LLCs benefit from limited liability status. In LLCs, the company exists as its own legal entity. This protects the owner of the LLCs from being personally liable for occasional debts of business. Corporations are separate legal entities carried by shareholders. Incorporating a business protects owner from being personally liable for the company debts or legal disputes. A corporation is more complicated to create compared to the other three types of business. An article of incorporation must be drafted, which includes information such as the number of shares to be issued, the name and location of the business, and the purpose of the business. In sole proprietorship and partnership, if one of owner passes away or declared bankruptcy, the company is dissolved. Corporation acts as its own entity. Therefore, they are protected from this situation and will continue to act even if owner of the business passes away. There are three main types of corporation. C corporation, the most common form in incorporation. Incorporation is taken as a business entity and owner receives profit that are then also taxed individually. S corporation, similar to a C corporation, but many only consistent of up to 100 shareholders. S corporations are passed through entities like partnerships, so profits are not taxed twice. Non-profit corporation, often used by charitable organizations. Non-profit corporations are tax exempt. However, they must operate without generating profit. A form of incoming cash flow must be retained to speed on operation of future plans. Thinking of starting a company? Corporate finance institutes, corporate strategy courses teach and strategies in running a successful business. Example of types of business. Many businesses begin as sole proprietorship, as this type of business is great for small businesses. As they grow and expand, they turn to corporation. A buy is very famous example of a sole proprietorship that converted into a corporation. Hewlett-Packard is an example of incredibly successful and famous partnership. Like a buy, as the grow, they eventually incorporated in 1947. However, the company began as a partnership between two friends. Chrysler is one of the largest automobile manufacturers in the United States. Since its inception, Chrysler has maintained its status as a limited liability corporation. Finally, possibly the most famous of the companies is Apple. Like most large companies that are listed in stock exchange, Apple, owner is known as Apple Inc., was incorporated soon after the company began in operation. To this day, Apple remains one of the largest companies in the world. It has continued to act despite one of its co-founders, Steve Jobs, passing away. Bab 8. Jenis bisnis. Apa jenis bisnis? Bisnis memiliki jenis berbeda untuk dipilih ketika Anda ingin membentuk sebuah perusahaan, masing-masing dengan perbedaan hukum sendiri. Umumnya, 4 usaha utama mencakup kepemilikan tunggal, kemitraan, perusahaan kewajiban terbatas, LLC, dan perusahaan. Sebelum menciptakan bisnis, apa yang penting bagi pengusaha ketika menjalankan bisnis mereka harus diperjelas. Salah satu keputusan mereka yang paling penting adalah bahwa tinjauan cepat dari keempat jenis bisnis ini akan diberikan oleh seniman ini untuk membantu pengusaha. Pelatihan analisis keuangan yang dapat Anda terapkan untuk mengelola bisnis Anda ditawarkan oleh lembaga keuangan perusahaan. Periksa program sertifikasi analisis FMVA dan permodalan keuangan kita. Pemilik tunggal nomor 1. Pemilik tunggal didefinisikan sebagai sebuah perusahaan unincorporated yang dimiliki oleh salah satu orang saja. Meskipun jenis bisnis ini adalah paling sederhana, pemilik tunggal juga menawarkan sedikit perlindungan bagi pemilik. Sebuah kepemilikan tunggal tidak seperti kemitraan atau perusahaan. Sebuah identitas hukum terpisah untuk bisnis tidak dibuat oleh pemilik tunggal. Pada dasarnya, pemilik bisnis berbagi identitas yang sama dengan perusahaan. Oleh karena itu, pemilik sepenuhnya bertanggung jawab untuk setiap dan semua kewajiban yang disebabkan oleh perusahaan. Pilihan ini dapat dipilih oleh seorang pengusaha ketika mereka ingin mempertahankan kendali penuh perusahaan. Selain itu, membangun kepemilikan tunggal tidaklah sulit dan tidak mahal. Ada juga manfaat pajak karena pendapatan dianggap pendapatan pribadi pemilik, dan oleh karena itu hanya dikenakan pajak sekali. Akhirnya, pemilik tunggal harus memenuhi beberapa persyaratan peraturan. 2. Kemitraan. Kemitraan adalah suatu bentuk bisnis di mana 2 atau lebih orang berbagi kepemilikan, serta tanggung jawab untuk mengelola perusahaan dan pendapatan atau kerugian bisnis yang dihasilkan. Seperti pemilik tunggal, kemitraan dapat mengambil keuntungan dari jalan-jalan perpajakan. Ini berarti bahwa pendapatan ditangani sebagai pendapatan pemilik sehingga hanya dikenakan pajak sekali. Akan tetapi, para pemilik dalam kemitraan siap menanggung kewajiban perusahaan. Namun, ada beberapa perbedaan halus untuk ini. Kemitraan memiliki tipe yang berbeda, yaitu kemitraan umum, kemitraan terbatas, dan kewajiban yang terbatas kemitraan. Kemitraan umum. Jenis kemitraan yang paling mudah dibentuk adalah sebagai mitra umum. Dalam keadaan menjadi mitra umum, masing-masing mitra berbagi sama dalam beban kerja, kewajiban, dan keuntungan yang dihasilkan dan dibayarkan kepada mitra. Semua mitra aktif terlibat dalam operasi bisnis. Ini berarti bahwa setiap aset pribadi mitra dapat digunakan untuk membayar kewajiban sebagai mitra. Hal ini juga berarti bahwa setiap pasangan bertanggung jawab atas tindakan pasangan lainnya. Misalnya, John dan Dave berada dalam kemitraan umum. Jika John dituntut untuk malapraktek, aset pribadi Dave dapat diklaim sebagai gugatan. Aset pribadi Dave dapat diklaim terhadap gugatan. Kemitraan terbatas. Jenis kemitraan ini memiliki setidaknya satu kemitraan umum. Kemitraan terbatas memungkinkan investor luar untuk membeli sebuah bisnis tetapi mempertahankan kewajiban dan keterlibatan yang terbatas berdasarkan kontribusi mereka. Ini adalah bentuk kemitraan yang lebih rumit yang juga memiliki fleksibilitas dalam hal kepemilikan dan pengambilan keputusan. Selain itu, ada juga mitra terbatas. Dalam kemitraan terbatas, mitra terbatas hanya mengambil kewajiban sebanyak saham keuangan mereka dalam bisnis. Namun, sebagai mitra terbatas, mereka tidak terlibat dalam keputusan manajemen dan tidak memiliki kendali atas perusahaan. Kewajiban terbatas kemitraan LLP. LLPS mirip dengan kemitraan umum, di mana beberapa mitra bertanggung jawab untuk mengoperasikan bisnis. Akan tetapi, mitra secara pribadi tidak bertanggung jawab atas tindakan rekaan lain atau utang bisnis. Sayangnya, tidak semua bisnis bisa menjadi kebohongan PS. Jenis bisnis ini sering sekali diperuntukkan bagi profesi tertentu, seperti pengacara atau akuntan. Secara umum, dibandingkan dengan jenis bisnis lainnya, kemitraan menawarkan lebih banyak fleksibilitas tetapi juga rentan terhadap risiko yang lebih besar. Perusahaan kewajiban terbatas LLC. Perusahaan kewajiban terbatas LLCS adalah salah satu jenis bisnis paling fleksibel. LLCS menggabungkan aspek kemitraan perusahaan. Mereka mempertahankan keuntungan pajak dari kepemilikan tunggal dan kewajiban yang terbatas dari perusahaan. LLC mampu memilih antara perawatan pajak yang berbeda selama LLC memilih untuk tidak diperlakukan sebagai C corporation. Itu mempertahankan status pajak bunga melalui. Sebagai tambahan, LC mendapat manfaat dari status kewajiban terbatas. Pada LLC, perusahaan ada sebagai entitas hukum sendiri. Hal ini melindungi pemilik kompleks itu dari tanggung jawab pribadi untuk operasi dan utang bisnis. Perusahaan adalah badan hukum terpisah yang dibuat oleh pemegang saham dengan menyertakan sebuah bisnis. Para pemilik tidak dapat dikenai tanggung jawab pribadi atas utang atau pertikaian hukum di perusahaan. Sebuah perusahaan lebih rumit untuk membuat dibandingkan dengan 3 jenis bisnis lainnya. Sebuah artikel inkorporasi harus disusun dengan mencakup informasi seperti jumlah saham yang akan diterbitkan, nama dan lokasi bisnis, dan tujuan bisnis. Dalam kepemilikan tunggal dan kemitraan, jika salah satu pemilik meninggal atau menyatakan bangkrut, perusahaan ini dibubarkan. Perusahaan ada sebagai entitas sendiri, oleh karena itu, mereka dilindungi dari situasi ini dan akan terus ada bahkan jika pemilik bisnis meninggal. Ada 3 jenis utama perusahaan. Yang pertama, C corporation. Bentuk yang paling umum dari inkorporasi. Korporasi dikenai pajak sebagai entitas bisnis dan pemilik menerima keuntungan yang kemudian juga dikenakan pajak secara individu. S corporation. Mirip dengan C corporation, tetapi mungkin hanya terdiri dari 100 pemegang saham. Perusahaan ini melewati entitas seperti kemitraan, jadi keuntungan tidak dikenakan pajak 2 kali. Koperasi non-profit yang sering digunakan oleh organisasi amal. Koperasi non-profit dibebaskan dari pajak, namun mereka harus beroperasi tanpa menghasilkan keuntungan. Semua bentuk arus kas yang masuk harus ditahan untuk digunakan dalam operasi atau rencana masa depan. Berpikir untuk memulai perusahaan. Kursus strategi perusahaan keuangan mengajarkan taktik dan strategi dalam menjalankan bisnis yang sukses. Contoh jenis bisnis. Banyak bisnis dimulai sebagai pemilik tunggal, karena jenis bisnis ini besar untuk bisnis kecil. Saat mereka tumbuh dan berkembang, mereka cenderung untuk mengkonversi ke perusahaan. eBay adalah contoh yang sangat dikenal dari kepemilikan tunggal yang diubah menjadi sebuah perusahaan. Hewlett Packard HP adalah contoh kemitraan yang sangat sukses dan terkenal. Seperti eBay, seraya mereka bertumbuh, mereka akhirnya terbentuk pada tahun 1947. Namun, perusahaan itu dimulai sebagai kemitraan antara 2 teman. Chrysler adalah salah satu produsen mobil terbesar di Amerika Serikat. Sejak Inception, Chrysler telah mempertahankan statusnya sebagai perusahaan kewajiban terbatas. Akhirnya, mungkin yang paling dikenal dari perusahaan ini adalah Apple. Seperti kebanyakan perusahaan besar yang terdaftar dalam bursa efek, Apple atau dikenal sebagai Apple Inc. dimasukkan segera setelah perusahaan memulai operasinya. Sampai hari ini, Apple tetap salah satu perusahaan terbesar di dunia. Ini terus ada meskipun salah satu pendirinya, Steve Jobs, meninggal.